calendar. Holiday work week, May Day, Mother's Day, Doomsday, another day. Teenage love, built a teenage runaway bang.
What's up, y'all? Man, what a great week. Just such a great way to cap it off. Went ahead and ran 20 miles with a friend of mine named Bill. We really had some quality paces out there, some 7s, 8s. He didn't want to go too much because he's got the Javelina 100 coming up in a couple weeks, so I just want to make sure I don't want to go too hard. And it still was like a really enjoyable run, perfect weather. Man, it's starting to get that winter bitterness going on first thing in the morning, so I got to remember to pack a little bit warmer when I first get started out. But usually about a mile or two in, I'm already pretty warm and feeling pretty good. Had a really high and low week this week. I ended up on, what was that? Man, Friday. Yo, I went out for like 2 miles and I brought my ass back home. I was just feeling tired. I just was feeling like, man, I just put in a lot of mileage and a lot of intensity. So I ran like 2 miles and came back home. And, you know, I talked to one of my clients and one of my friends. His name is Chris. And I go, so do you feel like working out? Do you feel like running? Knowing my ass, he just want to watch him work out. But, you know, he was like, no, I feel like running today. So I was like, oh, cold-blooded. So we ended up running, and actually it was great because I wasn't worried so much, and I just was out there to run and have fun, which is what you need. And we ended up going like a really good pace for 5 miles, which I was not expecting. I was expecting more like three miles and things. And, you know, it really was good to do that because it kind of got me out of my funk. This week has been, you know, a little bit tougher in terms of getting up and getting after it. It just, you know, maybe it's the sleep, it's whatever. I mean, training gets intense sometimes, you know, but it's those times where you have to find that inner strength within yourself to keep going. This is the part where having training partners, friends, people that you can hit up and be like, hey, yo, you want to run or something, and you kind of got to go on their time at that time. I'm more of a person that likes to get up early and 4 or 5 in the morning and get after it, but excuse me, this week I just did not have it the best. So yesterday I ended up running 20 miles on the road. That was with my friend Melanie. It was cool to be able to pace her to still get the volume in. I was feeling so good, and I told her, you know, why don't we hit like a steady pace for a little bit? And we ended up running a PR for her half marathon, which was dope to be able to see her move a lot faster than when I first seen her run. You know, it really brought a lot of the love aspect into your craft and why people do this, and everybody has their different reasons, their different speeds, and just seeing people, you know, give it up and do that has also been really cool. So, you know, I planned on, you know, about 90 to 100 miles, and I got to 93, which I'm totally cool with. You know, a lot of strong efforts. I did the Lindmere 2 mile repeats, which really good for tempoing for a short amount of time, but with rolling hills. So it really is a good way. If you find a good stretch of 2 miles that you can kind of out and back, you can loop those, or you can out and back or whatever, just to get the constant feel of your good pace. Whether that be like a fartlek intervals, whether that is, I was doing 2 mile intervals, and those can be rough. But once you get about a half a mile in, it just becomes another run. You know, even though it's about 2 miles of pretty strong running, those are really good to help. Number one, with your running economy, your strength, and your ability to kind of get through fatigue and recover faster. So if I notice, I can run like some pretty uphill climbs and have the ability to recover and get back to running at a pretty decent pace. That's really where the bread and butter is for me. Downhill, I'm just not the best at. Running with Bill today made me a little bit better because it gave me confidence, because his ass, man, his ass just be going hella fast down those hills. And I was like, man, hell no, you ain't about to be doing that to me today. Because the first time he did it, man, he smoked me. I was like, I can't even see this motherfucker no more. But, just having people to get out there and do stuff with really makes a lot of difference. So if you can find a training partner who's a consistent runner, or who's out there like you are, who wants to kind of give a pace a go, then really try and do that. It's a really good way to see where you're at, and also to take a little bit of the pressure off, because most of the time when you run with somebody else, one of y'all is not feeling it. And that's just real talk, man. Sometimes you just need somebody to pick you up a little bit, and sometimes you need somebody to slow you down. It really can help, but I do enjoy that aspect. Another person I want to give a shout out to, my boy Justin Williams, who I went to high school with. He's running the Chicago Marathon today, so it's been really good. A lot of the athletes who I follow and I admire myself, Reed Fisher off the 10-man group, he ran like a 5:07 pace marathon, ended up at like 2:07 or something, man. I watch a lot of his videos, and it's a real pleasure to see somebody put in the work and just do it. I'm a really big admirer of the grind of in training, sometimes even more so than the actual race. I love that feeling of knowing, having a schedule, of having my days already put out there for me. So another thing I want to talk about is knowing what works for you. It's a really tough thing to figure out, because I mean, for myself, I'm looking at all these elite cats and all these people, and I'm like, yo, I want to do what that person is doing. I want, man, if he's doing this, and this, I need to add on to that. And that's the first way to get your ass injured. You really want to tailor what you're doing for yourself. And I honestly would encourage you to get a coach that can help you with scheduling, can help you with dialing back, can help you with dialing up, can help you to rest and recover. I was very gracious and grateful to have somebody, Brandon, who helped me figure out that it's not all about roasting yourself every single day. It's about working hard and things like that. But you can really leave your race out in the training if you do that. And you don't want to be doing that. You want to like show up on race day like ready to go. And I've come to find that myself sometimes can even love the build up more than the actual race itself. The race is kind of more the easy part sometimes, because you're after a taper, you're all that stuff. I'm coming to find out what works for me is the best thing. We all get competitive. We all get lose a little bit of our confidence, and we want to look at what this person's doing because you see the race results and you're just like, oh shit, like that's what you need to be doing. So whether you do it for yourself or you have a coach or somebody helps you or things like that, no shame in either one. You really got to figure out what works for you. And what works for you is not going to always work with the people you're either running with or the people that you look up to. I mean, I think I've heard, Hayden Hawks, who's, probably a top 10 runner right now in terms of ultras. The dude said he doesn't run more than like 80, 85 miles a week. Now, he's got the natural ability to kind of, maybe get away with that. But at the same time, if you consistently look at your schedule and you do 90 miles and you're starting to feel like you can't complete some of your workouts and every run becomes an easy run, then, you got to dial it back until your body figures out how to handle that. I've learned that lesson. I did 130 miles, and I definitely paid the price for it. And I definitely have come a long way in terms of learning that. So week 5, I did 93 miles, only like 9,000 feet of climbing, really quality stuff. I did 240 miles in 2 days. That was pretty cool. Um, so just learning what works for you and being there for other people. I've also come to find that out, man, is that, being outside yourself can be a really great way to take your mind off the rigorous training parts that tend to come up, whether they be in ultras or marathon running. Um, and you just got to find out what works for you. So for week 5 for me, another really strong week, even though I had some ups and downs. Next week, I plan to get after it. I plan to get over that 100-mile mark, even though I just talked about that. I want to get to about 110, maybe even 115. Dial it back a little bit in terms of hitting a trail every day. I think it's be good to mix up some road miles. I got to run the roads a little bit this week, and that was a lot of fun. So this week, strong running, speed running. That's my week 5. Really putting together the power and the speed together, because I got another race coming up, tune-up race, the marathon in Newbury Park. Don't plan on going deep to try to PR or nothing. I mean, if it happens, it happens because of the aspects of my training. But this was not the Holy Grail for me, right? The Holy Grail is December 4th. I want to be arriving there like good to go. No questions. Just get out there and ready to run my race. And I've come to find running 20 miles does not seem as hard as it once was, consistently. So, really take the time to figure out what works for you and what does not. You're halfway into your block, or about a week away from halfway. So you really want to pay attention to your body. If you got a couple injuries, if you got a couple soft spots, you want to start hitting those up. You want to start foam rolling. Like right now, I just ate. I had a smoothie, and I had these mini pancake dairy and egg free ones. They're really good. To try to refill my glycogen stores. I've had a tough couple of days. I also got to spend a lot of time with my fiance, which I tend to sometimes get away from that because I get so dialed into training. But, being able to do that has also been a blessing. She took me down to the beach just to walk. It's crazy, man. And I actually felt really good this morning. So I'll go ahead and leave it there for you guys. Welcome to week 5. We're going into week 6. So, if you have any questions, once again, feel free to hit me up. If you have any concerns or you want something different, or if you have anything specific you want me to talk about, not a problem at all. You guys have a great week. I will see you guys week 6. Thank you for watching once again. H2 Fitness, Keith Kilgore. See y'all next Sunday, y'all. Peace.